What is up, guys? Back on another video. So on my last video I said that I would be changing my videos to whatever the comments were saying, so I would know what to create. The algorithm can find out what I am making and who they should be showing my videos to. But I didn't get any comments on that video about my content, so I guess I'm just going back to my old videos. But today we're actually going to be doing something different, and we're going to be doing a Lego set review on the Spider-Man 3. It is the Spider-Man versus Sandman and Venom. It's a new set that came out this month, and it's pretty cool. And I really hope that we can be doing Lego reviews on this channel more often. But also, I got a mic, so that my videos have better quality. And we have some lights. We got a light right there, up here too. Saying hello to my light. Anyway, so there are a couple of different changes, but hopefully we can do more reviews like this. So any upcoming Lego sets reviews that I will be doing is the Hulkbuster versus Hulk Age of Ultron set and the Daily Bugle set. So let's get right into it. So this is the set. I think just looking at it with all these characters set up, I think this looks really cool. There's not a lot of play features other than like the minifigures and I guess the giant Sandman build, but it's still really cool. I really like this little podium right here. It says Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man versus Sandman and Venom. I think that's pretty cool. I'm also getting another set like this. It's the Hulkbuster versus Hulk Age of Ultron set. I'm gonna remove all of the characters so you guys can see what it looks like without them all on. Okay, so this is the set without the minifigures and the giant Sandman build. It is without all the stuff. It's pretty basic. I really like these black webs back here. I think it looks really cool and it's very accurate to the Lego build. Back here we have some pretty cool equipment for like cranes and building material and stuff, just like from the actual movie. And I really like the way that they did this part over here, which they have a 1x6 gray tile, and it kind of lines up with this bar right here. And I think that's really cool that they did that. I was not expecting them to do that, but I think it's neat that they did. There's also this little bar over here and a lamppost. I don't really know why there's a lamppost, if this is a construction site for a building, but who knows. And there's also got some cool sand swirling around. I think that's really cool. Of course, we have the podium that I already said, and this is actually on a cool slanted angle with the webs. There's also another crane. I think this looks really cool, even without the Sandman build. Now, if I do take the Sandman build, this is what it looks like with Sandman. She is pretty cool on here. Now, the only problem I have with this set is that on the bottom there's this gray piece that you're supposed to use, and you're supposed to put it on this jumper piece, but he doesn't actually fit with these pieces on the sides. So you actually have to put in a stud like next to it instead of actually on it, which I think is a big disappointment because the whole point of that jumper is there so you can fit him perfectly on there. I don't know if that was intentional or just a design flaw, or maybe I built it wrong. I don't know. But it's kind of hard to position him in the right area. I've been doing it like this, which from the sides it looks good, from the back it looks good. I don't know. Maybe that was intentional. Maybe I'm just a bad Lego builder. I don't know. Anyway, so I think with the giant Sandman character it looks good. If you take off the actual minifigure, including his hands, this is what it looks like. It's got this really cool build for Sandman. I'll show you this later, but for the basic concept, he uses these hinge pieces to give it this cool like triangle type shape to make it look like the sand is building up, just like they did with the Daily Bugle Sandman. And I actually added this tile right here. I don't know if that was supposed to be there or maybe I missed a step, and I was like, well, that would look cool. So I put it there anyway. Maybe that is supposed to be there. I don't know. But I put it there, so yeah. And I think it looks really cool. And we're also going to be going over the different minifigures and all their accessories. So here's the Sandman minifigure, and this is very interesting what they did here. I don't know how I feel about this minifigure. I like the leg printing, I like the head print, I like the front print, but it doesn't really give Sandman vibes. I feel like they should have included the hairpiece that he has. So yeah, the hairpiece would have been nice because without it he looks kind of goofy. This is the back. He got some pretty nice back printing and back head printing. But other than that, I think the minifigure is kind of goofy. But I do still like it. Now Sandman also comes with these giant gauntlets. One of them is big on the left hand, and it's a brick built, but there's also the stud right here that allows you to put a minifigure right into the hand, and then you can kind of like grab him. So that's pretty cool. The left hand is smaller, and it still has a stud for you to put a minifigure like this. Maybe he's jumping out of the hand, or like this, and maybe the hand just got him while he was swinging away. I don't really know. But what is pretty interesting, the reason I say that's interesting is because this is basically what the giant buildable Sandman in the Spider-Man No Way Home set had. He had a big right hand to catch Spider-Man and a smaller left hand to punch or maybe small time grab Spider-Man. And then it also included another minifigure with little back things, just like Venom. This minifigure, oh my god, he looks insane. Look at that silver printing. Look at that face. You cannot tell me this is the best looking Venom we've ever gotten. Other than the Venomized Captain America minifigure that I will be making a separate review on, just because of how cool that minifigure is. I feel like I need to make a short about it. But anyway, he looks really cool. He's got really cool front printing. Again, I love this face. He also comes with a few accessories. Of course, you can take them off. And when they're off, he also still looks really cool. I love the smile. The print is amazing. The back print is just as good. And what I love that they did is that some of the printing is uneven because this isn't really Spider-Man, it's Venom. And I think it's intentional because it looks really cool. And a YouTuber who also does Lego reviews, the Brickology YouTube channel, subscribe to him, it's really cool. He did a thing where he took the headpiece from Spider-Man Noir and made him Black Suit Spider-Man, which I think is brilliant. Now the only problem I have with this is that the silver printing on the head isn't as like silvery and as shiny, but the eyes really work, and I think it does look pretty accurate. But I prefer to keep my Lego minifigures the same, unless it's with additional leg printing or arm printing or accessories. I don't really like to change heads or torsos, but I think this minifigure looks really cool. Probably my favorite minifigure from this entire set, since the next minifigure is just a repeat that we got from a previous set, which is Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Now there's nothing really to say about him since we already have him in a previous set, and another variant of him with the ripped shirt, with the ripped torso, but he still looks cool. I love the silver printing, I love the dual molded legs. Now this isn't actually Tobey Maguire from Spider-Man 3, it's not the same suit, but it still is pretty good. The back printing still looks well, so does the back head printing. He does have this web piece, but there's no arm printing, so I don't really need to take off the web piece. But he also has dual molded legs, so I think that's a good piece that they used. I'm glad it's not just plain blue. Other than that, this is a pretty normal minifigure. Now, your boy almost forgot, but we still have to go over Sandman's foot, triangle build. So this is the 3 different stories. You first have this base, which is pretty basic. So it has this cool, I don't know what you would call it, hinge piece that slants for the next story. It also has these graded sand pieces on a circular base plate to give it a little more elevation and make it look a lot cooler. Then you have the next part, which which is the same thing but smaller, and it also has this little like dripping piece, which I think looks pretty cool. I wish there were some printed pieces, but other than that, I think it looks really good. Next is the final podium, which has this little spot where you can stand Sandman, and that goes right on top like this. And if you didn't have the hinges up, it just would be straight. But if you have all the hinges down, it looks pretty cool. Now, we're gonna add all our characters to the set itself. And I'm not gonna say giving you a tutorial, but basically showing you what you can do to make all your minifigures look cool in the set for yourselves. Then I'll be showing you where you can put it on yourselves. So first, we're gonna take Sandman, and put him in the podium like that. Then you're gonna turn the podium like this. You're gonna bend him back. You're gonna close his right fist, and then close his thumb on his left fist. That's kind of it. Then you're gonna take your Spider-Man minifigure right here. And I'll turn this 360 so you can see what I'm doing. Open up his fingers and put Spider-Man like that, with his leg up. Then close the Sandman's fingers. Then bend his body like that, just a little bit. Turn his head, just like so. And take the web, connect it right here. Make sure his legs are on tight. Gonna pull his arm up. That is it for those two minifigures. So it looks like Sandman's got him in his grasp. He's captured him. That's pretty cool. Then, not done, you're gonna take your Venom minifigure. You take him. You take him to the back of the set. And there's this little piece right here. If you don't want my finger in the way, it's right here. And we're gonna have his legs pointed back like this. Basically just gonna have him kind of running onto the podium to attack Spider-Man. And you can make it look like he's using his tentacles to kind of get around his webbing so he can get to Spider-Man. And I think this looks really good. I really like how everything is in motion, and I think it just looks really cool. Especially with these items flying off on the sides. It's very similar to the old version of the set for a couple years back for Spider-Man No Way Home, because this is basically like a miniature scaffolding, kind of, just like we got with that set. So I have the scaffolding from that set, and it was supposed to look like that flying off, but this is a miniature size set, so we don't need something that big. Then on this side, we also have this fire extinguisher, which they also had in the other version of the set, but don't know about this lamppost, don't know why it's here. Again, I love the webbing. The Sandman minifigure isn't the greatest, neither is the Spider-Man minifigure, but I can get around that because of a few exceptions. I think this looks amazing. One of the best Spider-Man Tobey Maguire sets ever released. I think it just looks amazing.